Ladies and gentlemen, you clicked on the right cruise tips video.
We are going to share some truly valuable tips that will save you money.
And they're going to keep you safe.
And make sure you go on the right cruise vacation for you.
Let's get into it.
Myth-busting the cruise line drink packages. Many cruise lines offer an all-inclusive beverage package where you pay a flat daily fee for unlimited drinks. Sounds tempting, right? But before you click Add to Cart, do a bit of research to find out how much this will actually save you. To make the package cost-effective, you'll need to order a certain number of drinks every day. Well, we've done the math, and depending on the cruise line, you're looking at 4 to 6 cocktails per day. You might start to feel like you have to order another drink just to get your money's worth. And remember, the package only covers drinks on the ship, and sometimes on the cruise line's private island. If you're stopping at a lot of ports, you could end up buying more drinks at the local bars than you do on board.
Ports of call are not guaranteed. Not everyone knows that cruise ship captains can, at the drop of a hat, decide to skip any or sometimes all of the cruise ports on a cruise itinerary. Now, they aren't going to do this for no reason, but it's more common than you might think for a captain to have to cancel a cruise port stop because of weather, political unrest, or uptick in crime in a region. Just a few months ago, my wife and I were on a dream cruise to Greenland, and one of the 2 stops was canceled because of heavy fog in the area. Cruise ship companies are not obligated to give any kind of a refund for missed port stops, although taxes and port fees are refunded, and depending on the situation, they may offer future cruise credit if an itinerary has been heavily impacted. Missing port stops or changed itineraries are just part of the cruising experience. It's best just to go with the flow and trust your captain's judgment when you're on a cruise, knowing they do have your best interest in mind. Hey, this next tip has you written all over it. Emily here is really good at saving us money when we travel. We've saved hundreds of dollars using this next tip.
You might think that booking your cruise early guarantees the best price, but that's not always the case. Cruise lines are constantly running specials in order to fill every single stateroom, and sometimes prices can drop after you've already booked. The good news is that cruise lines will usually honor the lower rate, either as a cash refund or as onboard credit that can be used for things like crew gratuities, drinks, and specialty dining during your cruise. The bad news? Don't expect this to happen automatically. You must call the cruise line or your travel agent and ask for the rebooking deal.
Know what you want before you book. Doing a little research before your cruise can make all the difference. Different cruise lines appeal to different people, while some cruise lines like Carnival and Margaritaville have a reputation for being party lines with lots of bars, drinking, and loud music. Companies like Royal Caribbean and Norwegian have more of a family cruise reputation. There are cruise lines that are adult only like Virgin Voyages and ultra luxury lines like Regent Seven Seas. The key to having the best cruise vacation is to first identify what you want to get out of your cruise vacation, then to match your cruise style with the right cruise line. I'd recommend spending a little time researching the top 5 or 6 cruise lines. Just ask Google who they are, and it shouldn't be hard to see which one fits your style. And here's one quick tip for you. Generally speaking, short cruises like 3 to 5 nights, especially in the Caribbean, regardless of what cruise line you choose, are likely to be what we call booze cruises or party cruises. So if you're looking for a more relaxed atmosphere, I would look for cruises that are longer than 5 nights to get a quieter experience. That being said, even if you're not a big drinker, booze cruises can be really fun for people watching and a generally exciting atmosphere. Crime happens even on cruise ships. Hey, that's my phone! Cruise vacations are all about relaxing, letting your guard down, and having a good time. Unfortunately, crimes do still happen when you're at sea. The most common crimes on a cruise are assault and sexual assault, but you'll also need to watch out for theft. Crimes like drug smuggling also occur, but not very often. To put things in perspective, in the first 2 quarters of 2024, about 75 crimes were reported on cruise ships. 87% of these were sexual assault cases. That may sound scary, but if you consider that many millions of people went on cruises in that time period, and less than 100 crimes were reported, your odds of having a safe cruise is pretty good. The truth is, you're probably statistically a lot safer on a cruise than most places, but you do need to remember to never completely let your guard down, and to always be aware who's around you and where your belongings are. If any crime is committed to you, make sure to tell the cruise ship staff ASAP. The good news is that on a cruise, there's almost always a crew member nearby that can help you if you're in any kind of peril.
Self-service laundry.
Hey, I'm about to do a load. Do you have anything you need washed?
Actually, yeah, I'll be right back. Cruise lines offer a valet laundry service for a hefty fee. We've seen prices of up to $6 per shirt. For about the same price, you can do an entire load of laundry yourself in one of the self-service laundromats on board. These are tucked away on the stateroom-only decks and include a few washing machines and dryers operated with your key card. Unfortunately, we've noticed that many newer cruise ships are not being built with these laundry rooms, making them a hidden advantage of older ships.
Credit card perks and stockholder benefits. Hey, I'm not a financial expert, but I do know a good deal when I see one. You can find some really great perks with cruise line credit cards and cruise line stockholder benefit programs. For instance, I just checked, and as of right now, when you sign up for a Norwegian Cruise Line credit card, you get a 30,000 point bonus if you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days. That 30,000 points can be cashed in for $300 of onboard credit on a Norwegian cruise. As far as stockholder benefits, most of the major cruise lines have perks in the way of onboard credit if you have at least 100 shares of their companies. There's always a little paperwork to fill out to get the onboard credit, but it's well worth the effort. We have a video all about taking advantage of the stockholder benefit program. I'll leave the link in the description. Don't miss out on these great ways to get free money when you're on your cruise vacation.
Bring your own beverage. Drinks on a cruise are notoriously expensive, as we mentioned in our first tip. But here's a way to save a bit of cash if you're willing to put in a bit of extra effort. Most cruise lines allow you to bring a bottle of wine or champagne per adult, plus a reasonable quantity of non-alcoholic beverages. Some cruise lines even let you restock while in port, so you can grab another 12-pack of soda midway through your cruise. Make sure you read the fine print specific to your cruise line to learn about any restrictions. For instance, Carnival bans beverages in plastic bottles. Hey, thanks. Avoid double tipping. It's good to be generous, but it's also good to know how generous you're being. Cruise lines add a service charge to almost all purchases made on board, from drinks to specialty dining to spa services. This is usually 18%. You can see it listed on the receipt, right above the blank line for adding an additional tip. If you feel that a crew member really went above and beyond, by all means add a bit extra. But just know the socially acceptable amount of a tip has already been added to your bill.
Eat, drink, and be merry. Almost all would agree that one of the best parts of cruising is the food. Not everyone knows that the delicious and fancy food cruise lines serve at main dining is actually pretty much all you can eat. The portion sizes of these meals tend to be fairly small compared to what most Americans are accustomed to. The good news is that you're welcome to order more than one appetizer, more than one entree, and even more than one dessert if you desire. The cruise lines don't mind at all. You won't be judged. So get that extra lobster tail, get that extra steak, and enjoy your cruise vacation.
Don't be afraid to ask. Here's a pro tip for your next cruise. Don't be shy. Ask for extras. The crew is there to make your trip better and are happy to go the extra mile if you let them know what you need. Do you like to have a cold drink as you get ready for dinner? Let your steward know and he'll bring you a bucket of ice every evening. Don't want to trek up to the Lido deck for a fresh pool towel? Call down to room service and they'll deliver it to your stateroom. From comfy bathrobes to extra pillows, there's plenty of ways to make your cruise even more relaxing, if you just ask the crew.
Hey everybody, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you liked it, why not hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, hit the like button. That way you'll keep getting our content. We make lots of great cruise content. I'm sure you're going to love it. Hopefully we'll see you again soon.